Ford news and article reviews. This is FOMO Talks. Monday, December 13th, 1999. You're on your way to your dead-end job that you no longer want to be at. But while fighting the traffic on your way to the job, the only thing you could think to make this bearable is having a fun car to make the commute in. But you remember that you don't have any money for something fun like a Mustang or a Camaro. But you really want to get something before the world ends at the end of the year due to major computer glitches. And instead of heading to Circuit City after work to buy the latest copy of Gran Turismo 2, you instead decide to stop at your local Ford dealership and see what they have. And after being immediately greeted by the salesman, you tell him that you're looking for a fun commuter car. He then shows you this sporty looking Ford Taurus in the middle of the showroom. He said it's one of the hottest cars out right now with over 230 horsepower coming from a V8 engine. He proceeds to show you the car and show you all the features it has: sunroof, a leather interior, chrome wheels, chrome exhaust tips, spoiler, an active suspension system, everything you could possibly want in a car for a midlife crisis. So after agreeing to everything, you decided that you really want to take this car home. So you and the salesman go back to his desk and do all the paperwork just to find out that the car is going to cost more a month than your monthly rent. So you quickly abort the whole process and give up. So as you make your way to the door, you spot this bright yellow car sitting in the back of the showroom. You ask the salesman, he says he doesn't know much about it other than it's a Ford Escort with some aftermarket parts. And after looking around the car a couple times, you read the window sticker just to find out it indeed has a laundry list of aftermarket parts on the car. So you immediately ask the salesman to take a test drive in the vehicle. While ripping through the gears at 7,000 RPM, you realize that this little Escort is just as fast as 60 as the Ford Taurus SHO you're about to spend your life savings on. And just the mere thought of having a street legal race car to drive to work every morning has your insides tickled like a teenage girl on their first date. So you ask the salesman to put all the numbers together for you. You realize that this car is well within your budget. You then decide that you had to have this car. You signed the paperwork, drove the car home, and the rest was history. So if there was ever a car to roll off a Ford assembly line in 1999 that didn't seem like it would fit in, it would probably be the Escort ZX2 SR. Such a fascinating vehicle because these are what vehicles like this back in '99 probably didn't sell all that well. But nowadays, vehicles like this, there's a whole market, a whole part of the auto industry made to developing vehicles like this for, a very large niche group of auto enthusiasts who want a fun car but didn't want to pay a premium for some performance car. So it's such a cool car and not a lot of people know about it, right? So if you do, then awesome. If you don't, then this video is going to be fun. So let's go ahead, let's look at this article here I found on Motor Trend, and let's see what it has to say about the ZX2 SR. So as we can read here in this article, we can first start here where it says Ford. And it says, Ford is taking the fun of the Escort ZX2 to a new level with the sporty limited production ZX2 SR. For the growing compact performance market, the ZX2 SR is the first collaboration by Ford Racing and Ford Motor Company's small vehicle center product development. Ford's engineers worked with the aftermarket on the SR package, which includes tuned, progressive rate eye-box springs, Tokiko struts, energy suspension anti-roll bar bushings, Goodyear Eagle 1 P205 55 R15 tires, which by the way were pretty big tires for that size of a car, a B&M Pro Edge shifter, boiler muffler, Roush intake system, a center force dual friction clutch and pressure plate. These parts, in conjunction with a recalibrated computer system, help boost the SR's horsepower by 10% over stock. Besides improved handling, which by the way they made pretty big improvements. Apparently it was 0.08G improvement on the skid pad over just stock Escort. So those components helped out a lot. But besides improving the handling, the eye-box springs lowered the car about 1 inch compared to a stock car, giving the racier look. The ZX2 SR can further be upgraded for racing with a dynamic suspension kit, That includes 500-pound rear, 300-pound front coilover springs fitted to adjustable race specification struts and an adjustable rear anti-roll bar. Ride height can be varied easily through the spring seats. The race camber bolt kit allows up to 2 degrees negative camber on the front or rear wheels. Opting for racer suspension bushing kit adds tuned urethane bushings with steel inserts for front lower control arms and rear trailing links. Other racing upgrades include urethane front and rear engine mounts and a limited slip differential. The car that they tested was a 5-speed manual. Obviously, that's the only way to get one. And so it's crazy because the package only cost $1,495, which, if you think about it, I mean, what? I mean, you probably got over $1,000 in suspension components, easy. So it was such a good value, you know, for the car. I mean, I think the car total only cost like $14,000. And actually, hold on. I forgot I pulled this page up. So the car only cost $14,000 total. I mean, I'm sure that was, it's probably give or take maybe a little bit here, but that was the MSRP for the car back in '99. If you take inflation into consideration, $14,000 is roughly $21,867.98 today. So it, you know, there's not really many cars on the market right now. There are a few, but they're more expensive than just $22,000. So there's not really many cars on the market that came with this level of adjustability on the car already. It's kind of like you're getting a performance pack level 2 Mustang in your Escort, you know, and that's a pretty expensive package, and they only charged $1,500 for it. So in total, $14,000.99 give you a car that could outhandle probably most things, and it kept up with Ford's own like cream of the crop performance cars like the Taurus SHO. In the little beginning of the video there, that's an actual true fact. The 99 SR Escort was almost just as fast to 60 and the quarter mile than the Taurus SHO. And just to prove it to you. So right here, this is for the Escort. So right here, this is for the Escort, 0 to 60. And we're looking at this column here because this is 99. 98 was a little bit slower. But 99, 7.6 seconds Motor Trend got. That's pretty crazy. And if you look at a 1999 Ford Taurus SHO 0 to 60, if you look here, you can see it was 7.3 seconds. So not that far off. You're only talking about, you know, 0.4 of a second difference, and in the grand scheme of things that could be huge. But the big thing is here is back in '99 a Taurus SHO was costing you $37,995, which was a lot of money. Even today, kind of thinking about it, it's a lot of money. But then again, you know, back then that was pretty much one of the highest end Ford cars you could buy, you know, without going to a Mercury or a Lincoln. You know, so that was a lot of money back then for that car, because it was, you know, supposed to be the best. But $37,000, and then you can pretty much pay less than half and have a car that has very similar straight line performance and just will outhandle an SHO all day long. And because it's a 4-cylinder, it would get excellent gas mileage. It was just an interesting car, and it's so weird that not many people know about it. You know, it's sad they didn't make many of them. What was 100 of them? I think it said in the article. Yes, only 100 were planned. I'm not sure exactly if they made more or not, but only 100 were planned. It's just crazy that you know, Ford even decided to do that. Not really many cars came with this much aftermarket stuff already installed, and I know there are probably some along the way. It's just crazy to think that out of all the vehicles they could have chose to do this to, they chose an Escort, which is funny because this is pretty much, I think the Escort only lived a few more years, and then it was replaced by the Focus. So it's a very strange and awkward car in the sense that Ford decided to do that with. It's such a cool car. I've only ever seen one in person, and I even tried looking for them. And if you find one, and hopefully it doesn't have anything wrong with it, I'm sure because of the rarity, even though it's an Escort, it probably won a pretty penny for it, I would imagine. It's a really cool part of Ford's history and Ford's commitment to creating products that are appealing to the enthusiast. So let me know what you think about the car in the comments, and we'll have a conversation about it after the video. Let's see how many people appreciate these weird, quirky cars, and let's see if anyone has any more insight to this strange thing Ford decided to build in 1998. So that is it for this video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and if you want to see more content like this, then go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and keep a lookout for the next FOMO Talks video.